Hello everybody and welcome back to the KnitKnackChat knitting podcast. I am your host as always, Zach. I'm coming to you from my apartment in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. This is my little corner of the internet where I share with y'all my knitting and fiber arts adventures. I do a little tarot pull, talk about yarny stuff that's happening in my life, and just give you a little update about once a month. It's been a crazy month. I know it's been a little bit over a month now. It's been about a month and a half since I last recorded. Last month I moved into my new apartment, got settled, was finishing up my last job, and now I have a new job, so I'm just getting settled with that. Today is Tuesday the 17th, I believe. And I have the day off. Which is kind of crazy, just randomly, just to get some stuff done. Other stuff done at work, they said that I could have the day off today. So here I am recording an episode for you guys finally. It's so happy to see you. I hope you guys are happy to see me again. I know it's been a while, and I know you guys don't take offense when I take a little bit longer break. Marching band season has come in full swing. We've already had 2 weekends out with the band that I teach with. They've been super successful. I'm really proud of the kids. And yeah, so we're about halfway through our season. It's gonna be good. I'm excited to see how we grow still. Yeah, let's just get right on into it. Feel free to follow me on Instagram or Ravelry if you don't already. It is KnitKnackZach. And yeah, this is just getting right into it. Let's start off with what I'm wearing. I am wearing my Me Oh My tee that I knit out of Brooklyn Tweed Dapple. This pattern is by Park Williams. Super basic t-shirt pattern. Absolutely loved knitting it. Definitely on my knit again list. Definitely something I want to knit again. I have a few patterns that I want to knit again, so we'll see where on the list that goes. Yeah, so that's what I'm wearing right now. I'm not wearing anything else that's knit right now. I'm surrounded by yarn, which is always lovely. My little yarn cabinet. I am pulling, just as a reminder for you guys, I am pulling from the Knitter's Oracle tarot cards that I got from Wild Hunt Designs. I'm not sure if they still have them in their store, but feel free to look them up or whatever. I'll just be shuffling these through the episode between segments, and then pulling at the end of the episode today, doing a little base reading to get us through the next month or whatever. So yeah, let's just get right on into it. I have a few finished objects that I'll start with. So first and foremost, I finished my Traveler's Hat by Andrea Mowry. Super fun hat. I knit it out of Juniper Moon Fibers Patagonia, which is 100% wool. I knit the adult large, which yes, I know is technically too big for me. This looks like a muffin on my head. It's kind of funny. But I'm hoping I need to still talk with Sarah of Muse 2320 about possibly running in the dye pans with her when I have like a free weekend or something, to get this dyed up, and might give it a little bit of a shrink, either to fit me or just to gift to a parent or somebody in my life. It's definitely a super fun hat to knit. Definitely would knit again. But yeah, that was my first finished object. But I finished like pretty soon after the last episode. So there's that. Boop. My next finished object, I had frogged the pair of socks that I was working on last month, and then I picked up the same yarn and cast on these socks. These are the half and half socks by Sosu Summers. This is a top-down pattern. So I knit these top down. These are just a pair of shorties. Super easy, super simple. I just need more shorties in my sock drawer, so I think I might be knitting just some shorties for a little while. I think my next pair of socks actually will be like a good long pair of, like a good leg pair of socks, and the others that I knit will be shorties during the winter. So here's that. I knit this out of Muse 2320 High Five. This is from like 2020, 2021. This is like one of the original, it's like the original launch of the High Five yarn. So it's a rainbow based art yarn. So obviously you can see that it pooled really nicely. These socks kind of have opposite poolings. Oh, actually, no, not really. But yeah, you can see on the gusset where it pools differently. It's a really fun pair of socks to knit. I haven't blocked them yet, so I need to block them still and just wear them out and see how they go. See how this level of like sock fits on me. So before I decide to make more shorties. And then last but not least, if you saw my recent Instagram post, you already saw this on Instagram, but Park Williams, the designer of this shirt, also was testing a pattern, and I signed up for the test and I knit it and it turned out great. So go ahead and check out my Instagram for a full photo of it because I don't really want to put it on right now. But this is the Totally Tubular Vest by Park Knits. It is obviously it's a vest pattern with a turtleneck. Honestly, a super easy pattern. I knit this out of Muse 2320 Rhino in the color Black Walnut. I didn't need to do it, and I should have done maybe a little bit more like alternating of skeins when it came to the body. But honestly, at a distance, it doesn't look too bad. It's my first time doing a turtleneck, and it kind of hits actually really nicely as a turtleneck. So definitely super excited to wear this, just like with like a plain t-shirt or like a button up or something. That just, you know, a little sleeve moment, and then this turtleneck. So this will be fun to wear out. I opted not to do the split hem, just for my comfortability. So there's that. Yeah, really loved this pattern. Definitely have the Totally Tubular like sweater on my list to knit, which is basically this pattern but with sleeves. She has a lot of similar patterns, so there's definitely a lot of stuff that I want to knit of hers still. With it, I also got another free, along with getting this pattern, she also gifted any of her patterns of choice. So I did opt for the sweatshirt, the no sweatshirt pattern that she has. So maybe like this winter, I'll get some like Noro cotton or something and knit that sweatshirt pattern. That could be fun to knit, or do something to knit that sweatshirt pattern. So that's the hope with that. And yeah, that's it for all my finished objects. I didn't finish too much, but I still got quite a bit of knitting done. I kind of had to chug through that vest, which halted some progress on some other projects, because I was getting close to the end of that test deadline. So that's whatever. Next, let's get into the works in progress. I was just working on this while watching some D&D stuff earlier today, and I will continue working on this today. I think I'll pick up a different project today for a bit. But this is my bubble cowl by Stephen West. I'm doing the hooded cowl version, which involves like some increases. So it creates like a hood thing, versus like an infinity scarf. I'm just using scraps of Muse 2320 yarn. There are parts where I've run out of colors, so I've like sectioned in like similar-ish colors just to finish like a row or to finish like a last 2 rows. I have one more section to repeat on this section, then I'll be on my last, like, all these small bobbles. So I have two more bubble sections to finish, actually. I lied. I have one more repeat of the pattern to do, which is 2 bubbles. And then I'll have the small bubbles, and then I'll finish it off and seam it. So hopefully I can have this done by maybe the end of October. That would be my goal, I think, for this one, is to be done by the end of October. I just finished this purple section, and then I realized that I put it right next to yellow. So Skull Vikings, gotta have a little bit of representation. I'd been avoiding putting like green and yellow together, which was successful, but then I just accidentally did the purple and yellow because that's what I had yarn for next to each other. So I have to figure out what 2 colors I'm going to use next for this next section, and then it should be all clear to use like my leftover, like all my small leftovers for this. I just have this sitting, all my yarn and stuff sitting in this knitting basket here. And the pattern just goes in and out of it as I knit on it. So, whoops. Oh. Anyways. Whoop. So there's that project. That project is coming along very nicely. Super fun. And then next I have my big project that I'm working on. This is the little onesie by Pickles Knits. I think is how you say it. It's pretty much at the same spot that you kind of saw it. I have been knitting on it, so I definitely have. Last time I measured, I had about 6 inches, 6.5, so I probably have like 7 inches, 7 or 8 inches. I really hope it's like 8, but it's probably not going to be on this body. I have to knit like 23 inches on it before I can like put it in the round. So this is just like a snooze project right now. I just have to chunk it along. I have to knit like 1 inch every day on it. I feel like to be able to get it done decently. I have until about like end of October to get this done for the wedding that I'd be wearing it, the reception that I'd be wearing it to. So hopefully that happens. I might end up modifying it and making like the pants shorts and doing, like, I think I will probably still do long sleeves, or I think short sleeves could be cute. Like just a little like short sleeve, and then long. Oh, I might do that actually. And then I have to figure out how to apply my snap buttons to it. But I will get there later. I think before I like do the legs, I'll do the sleeves, and then I'll figure out, I think I'll do short sleeves or something. But yeah, that's this project right now. It's not too exciting. I think I'm gonna opt for the pockets. So I'll do the little pocket section too. Loving it so far. It's a super fun pattern. I wish it wasn't fingering weight. I think if I were ever to knit this again, I would definitely scale it to be like a DK. And I should have scaled it to be a DK or something, but oh well. Such is life. I'm not ripping this out. If I rip this out, it's never going back on anything. But I'm knitting this out of off a cone of Holstgarn Coast in the color Harbor, which is a gorgeous blue. This is one of my favorite blues. It's the blue of one of my pillows, basically. So yeah, that's how that's going. It's going really well. I put it on shorter cord, so I don't have it all spread. So it's a little bit more scrunched on my cord right now, which is what it needs to be, because it's just straight knitting with a little like attention to detail at the ends, to make my life a little bit easier when it comes to it. So yeah, this is something that I just have like with me at most times when I can just like pick it up and start the middle of a row. So this is like my D&D project when we have our sessions. There's that, and then there's that project. Okay, my next project that I have to show is a work in progress and like a sampling knit that I'm knitting for Muse 2320. This is, if you, back at the beginning of September, there was an event called Sweater Weather, hosted down in Hastings, Minnesota, where I'm from, which is the base for my local yokel yarn shop, Muse 2320 Fiber Co., which obviously I talk about constantly. 80% of my knits are in her yarn. Talk about her all the time. Love her. Hi, Sarah. But one of her first patterns that she released as like a yarn shop owner was the Finch Hat, which was a 3 skein hat that featured some color work, 3 mini skeins of her fingering weight Finch, which was like a single ply. It was great, such a lovely pattern. She has now like modified it to be more than one color, and she's modified it to involve like a text blurb in it for just whatever you want to put in the text. So sorry. So one of the mini sets that she released during the Sweater Weather was a mini set, a 250 gram skein set, and like just different colorways called Midwest Princess. I'm not gonna, if you know what that means, you know what that means. You're in the know. Awesome. I'm not gonna get into it. But basically, she's having me work out the pattern along with somebody else, featuring 2 different text blurbs to support our Midwest Princess, because we love them. So I'm just like in the middle of the color work, starting it up. It's a super easy project to pick up and put down, so I'm just working on it slowly. Yeah, so it's basically like a hunter orange, a camo green, and here, let me show you the camo green. Camo-y green color, and then like a brown base. So all of these colors together with like a black and white central text motif will feature Midwest Princess on it. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And yeah, so that's basically that project. I just have this sitting in one of my Delique cubes, just hauling around. This is super easy just to plop into a bag and work on if I want to, especially now that the color work isn't too hard. But I need to wind up my text yarns. It's just a black and a white skein, duo skein. So yeah, that's what's happening right now with that project. And then speaking of Sweater Weather, I am gonna talk about a few things that I snagged when I was down there. I didn't get yarn for a new sweater. I was so tempted to, but I have so much yarn right now that's dedicated to sweaters that I think next year I'm not gonna do. The only sweater knitting I'm gonna do is either scrappy sweaters from my stash. So like, I think I might try to do the Penguono next year, and another Stephen West like scrappy sweater. So those are the 2 like scrappy sweaters that I have planned, and then I have like 3 basic sweaters that I want to knit next year. So the plan next year is to knit 5 sweaters, 2 scrappy, 3 like generic everyday sweaters. But I already have yarn for those, so I didn't need to buy any new yarn technically for sweaters. But I did, however, one of my like pay things along with like my basic rate was I was able to take a skein of yarn for myself. So I grabbed this skein. It's a new base for Sarah. It's called Warbler. It's a 2-ply fingering, and it is it's like a zebra yarn, so it's undyed, and then every so often it has like a black second ply to it. So if you can see that there, you can see how there's that darker spots. So this is in the color Good Vintage. It's an 80/20 sock yarn. So I'm really excited to knit this up. For sure probably gonna knit this either into a hat or into a pair of socks. But I have 2 other skeins that I want to show you for the pair of socks that I have planned. And I want to get your guys' opinions on them, please, and thank you. Muse 2320. Again, this is the color Good Vintage in Warbler. About 400 yards on it. So, super pretty. And then we also had a few other fiber vendors and like accessory vendors and stuff at the Sweater Weather event. Oh gosh, Get Bent's Farm is a mill and farm that supplies stuff. It's super local. People who knit in Minnesota know who I'm talking about. The owner is super lovely, and Emily from the Botanical Knitter, hey girl, was helping her out with selling some of her wares. She had these 2 braids of fiber from Twisted Oak Farms, which is a woolen mill. I didn't know, doesn't say where they are based, and I did not do research enough to look. But Twisted Oak Farms, farmstead.com is their handle. And I bought these 2 braids of the exact same. It's a Cheviot Merino together. So it has that, the Merino I believe is the one that's dyed, and the Cheviot is this like darker color. So I bought these. Hopefully also next year I can get more into spinning and do some spinning, some more consistent spinning. I will also, speaking of spinning, be helping out at Darn Knit Anyways Sheep to Shawl or Sheep to Something event on the 29th of September. So I'll be down over at Darn It Anyway that day doing some spinning and prep work and helping us get some stuff done with that event. I don't really know exactly what it all entails, but we shall see. I'm excited to help out and do what I can, but we shall see how it goes. But hopefully this will spark me to get more and more into spinning. I have a lot of fiber that I plan to spin next year, so hopefully I can get super consistent with my spinning to be able to do something really nice for that. That's over there, okay. So yeah, there's that. That's super exciting. That is all of like the basic stuff that I have to work with. I hope this video isn't too long right now, but that's totally fine. I'm like uploading it super easy, super quick little video. So I'm gonna show you guys, I'll broadcast like my next knitting plans. I have a pair of socks that I want to put on my needles. I have a shawl that I want to put on my needles, and I have a sweater that I want to put on my needles. The shawl is going to be the Starflake shawl by Stephen West. I want to knit that during MCAL season. I do not plan on knitting the Go Go Dynamo shawl this year, just because I just don't want to. I just want to take a break from that. I'll knit a different shawl this year. So yeah, that's my plan. I need to figure out what yarn I'm going to do for that shawl. I don't really have a lot of 2 skeins for that. I have 2 skeins of a yarn that I might use, and then I just need to find 2 skeins of something else to use. So I'll keep my eyes on for that, and hopefully I'll have it cast on a little bit before the MCAL starts. So the socks that I want to knit are the basic Biarritz. It's by Inky Atelier. They're a French designer that has some really intricate sock patterns, which is super cool. I saw this quite a while ago on Instagram. I absolutely loved it. The pattern was only in French, and then I reached out and was like, hey, do you know when you're gonna get this out in English so I can knit it? and then it came out in English, and I've had it for a while, and I just haven't knit it yet. But basically the heel construction is super different, so I'm really excited to try this heel construction. So I have 3 skeins of yarn, or 3 things of yarn that I want to try it on. We already saw the warble, so this like twisty one that I want to try it on. I have this tweedy sock. It's like rainbow tweed. The color is Maple Bourbon. It's by Mowry and Company Wool Goods. It's a tweedy sock. Has these like rainbow flecks in it and this deep brown color, which I'm in love with. It's like rainbow pride without being like rainbow, but I just love this brown color, and I think it would look great in that pattern. And I also have this ball of Grandpa's Garden by Muse 2320. I just need to weigh out and figure out how much is left on this. If anything, I might just knit this into a pair of shorties, because I think this is probably enough for a pair of shorties. So that's, if I don't knit this into that pattern, I'll knit it just to a pair of shorties. But my 2 big contenders are the Muse yarn and the Mowry. I'm really leaning towards this one. Just gonna say it. I really love this tweed one. My only thing with this is I have to cake up this yarn now. I do have a skein of Mondim sock that could be fun. Let me pick up my... This like Oreo cookies and cream Mondim that could be fun too. So that's also another option. I wouldn't really have to wind this one up. That's my only thing with that one. So there are my 3 options. A little screeny. There we go. Okay. Just got a good little screen moment because I'm not gonna lie, the YouTube suggested thumbnails, not always the greatest from these videos, especially when they're so short. So yeah. And then the sweater that I have plans to knit is the Lakes Pullover by Ozetta. My friend Lucy of Lucy Makes has knit it, and I tried theirs on, and I absolutely loved the fit of it. So it's a super different construction. It has shadow shoulders, and is constructed that way. I frogged the cardigan that I knit for somebody. I test knitted a cardigan. I was not loving the fit of it, so I frogged it all. It's in this gorgeous fireball orange color by Shelter, or by Brooklyn Tweed. It's Brooklyn Tweed Shelter Tones Fireball. So my plan is to use that yarn for that. It's gonna be this bright orange sweater, which is gonna look gorgeous. I'm so excited for it. So yeah, those are my knitting plans. The bag of yarn, the bag that has that yarn in it is over there, and I don't want to get up and get it. So those are my yarn plans for the next coming year. I hope to finish my neon yellow sweater within this week. That I think is going to be my goal. I think I might bring that to D&D on Wednesday and finish that super quick. Maybe I might finish it today. I don't know yet. So yeah, without further ado, let's do a last few shuffles. This is exciting. I hope you all enjoyed last month's. It was really lovely also to see and meet people at the Sweater Weather event. And then I also ran into one of my high school teachers last weekend, and he said that his wife follows me. So if you know who you are, you know who you are. I totally forgot your name. I'm so sorry. But it was really funny. I still have those awkward moments of knowing that people follow me. I also met a really lovely YouTuber. Their name is Jen. Let me just look it up real quick while we're here. Their name on YouTube, where is their, they upload constantly, and I'm so obsessed with their vibe. It's Jen, oh gosh, Gigli? I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, Jen. It was so lovely to meet you. Crazy that you drove that far for a yarn event, but honestly, it was lovely to meet you. I hope you do great things with the yarn that you bought. And your stuff is great. I love your stuff. It's so fun. So without further ado, let's get this pulled going. Okay. Today's the 17th. Yep. 1, 2, 1, 2. 15, 16, 17. Oh, it is. Oh, where's my book? Okay. I pulled the lamb. Look at how cute. This art on these cards are so cute. The lamb. Okay. Make sure I find it first. What's the number on this? 13. Ah, there it is. The lamb is innocence, wonder, youth, a fresh start, a beginner's mindset, open mind, and heart, playfulness. Can represent a child or a young seeming person in your life. Wow, this is so cute. This is just like fresh start stuff. It is, in a way, for some people, it's the beginning of the year. For those of you who are teachers and teach, it's the beginning of a school year. This is the beginning of a new path for me, especially with my new job. So this is actually really awesome. I also, if you see, I do a 3 card pull at the beginning of the month every year, or at the beginning of the month. And I track basically, like, just see how my month is going to go. And I had a lot of similar stuff about, like, decisions are good, decisions are hard, don't back off from your decisions. So this is another assurance of that for me. Also, like, the whole, like, new beginning and childhood. I have a new nephew in my life right now. So there's stuff happening with that. I have a few things that I want to knit for them still. Yeah, that's really great. I love that. Wonder, fresh start. All about beginner's mindset, really. Like, whenever you're starting something new, especially something with a new technique or a new skill, like, just embrace it all fully, embrace the frustration with it. Beginnings can be hard, but you have to get through the beginning to get to the end. It's like when you start a book, it's like the beginning can kind of go really slow, but then once you get through the climax and you get through all of that epilogue stuff and you get to, like, the rising action, and, you know, me speaking all English right now, you get to the end and you're satisfied with it. You will get there is satisfaction from beginning something as well as pushing through the beginning. That's really awesome. This is great. This is a great poll today. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I hope you all were knitting on something really lovely, drinking something really nice. It was lovely to talk to you. Again, as always, stay happy, stay knitting, stay kind to one another, especially in these next couple months with everything that's happening. So please be kind to everybody you meet, and have a great rest of your day, great rest of your Tuesday, or whenever I upload this. It's been great. This is Zach signing off. Bye, guys.